Yo, this your boy Eric Durant-T once again with What's Your Story. This is the next episode of What's Your Story. And I got my brother right here, Brother Randall Shropshire. My brother just touched down. Man, I'm going to tell you, this is a powerful brother. So he stopped by the crib on his way back to ATL, man. And I'm like, bro, what's up? You want to be on my show? So, Brother Randall, tell the people, brother, what's your story?
Oh man, my story. You want the long version or the short version? This brother Eric right here, he's been such a blessing to me. I love this man right here. He done so much for me, lift my spirits and guide me in the right direction, along with the help of God, of course. And I will tell you, my story, I don't feel like it's unique from anybody else's, but I do feel like it stands out on its own. And, I recently was released from being detained. I was detained for 2 years. And during this time of being detained, the victim in the circumstances for the charges that I was facing had already told the judge, the attorney, the DA, told them all that it was an accident. And seeing when they said that, you would think that they would have said, oh, well, if it was an accident, we're gonna let you go. Well, instead, the state picked up the charges. They wanted to pursue charges. I was facing a attempted murder charge, and when I first brought in an attorney, they was, how they, first of all, they try to intimidate you by telling you these astronomical numbers that you're facing, to make you feel like if they get you anything less than that, that you should be grateful, So they was trying to tell me that I was looking at about 180 months. But I knew in my mind, I was like, nah, I'm not gonna be doing no 180 months, And so I had this attorney. This attorney charged me $65,000 cash up front. He would not even sit down and discuss my case with me without getting his money first. So I paid the gentleman the $65,000. And I don't know if all of y'all are familiar with the judicial system, but when you get charged with something, you should always try to get your motion of discovery. That lets you know what your charges are and what kind of evidence they have against you. So I'm asking my attorney to give me my motion of discovery. Well, speeding on up, 18 months later of still being detained, he never ever got me my motion of discovery. And when we went to court, he said, well, what I'm going to do, he said, I'm going to see if I can get the charges reduced to assault with a deadly weapon. And, and I'm thinking to myself, why you ain't getting these charges dismissed? These charges should be dismissed. I'm paying you $65,000. The victim is letting you know that it was an accident, not meant to happen, and you still talking about getting me charges. So he said, yeah, but we're just gonna try that with the DA to see what they say. This is the bargaining technique that I'm using, to try to get them to reduce the charges. I said, all right. So we playing this used car salesman business is what we're doing. You're going back and you're offering this, and then they're telling you that, and then you coming back, and we're going back and forth when all of this should be dismissed. I said, but okay, we're gonna play this game. He never took notes when he sat down to talk to me. So he told me, he said, listen, he said, I'm gonna get the charges reduced to assault with a deadly weapon, but we're gonna leave the sentencing into the hands of the judge. Well, when we get up there, the judge says he wants to give me 10 years. 10 years he wanted to give me. So when court was over, I said, no, I'm not doing that. I got on the phone. I talked to my wife and my mom. And I told them what they said, what the judge said, and what my attorney said. They thought about it. My mom, my wife, they talked about it for a couple months, you know. So now here it is. I'm in at 19 months. I've been locked up for 19 months now. And keep in mind, I still don't know anything different than I knew when they first arrested me. I still don't know what's going on with my case. And the attorney that I got, he done got me for $65,000 and he's not doing nothing for me. So my mom and my wife, they said, look, do not go to trial with this attorney. Because I had done already told the attorney, look, if that's the way it's going to be, let's just go to trial. Let's take it to trial. I'd rather, but all you got to do is convince one. And then when the victim comes in and tells the story and lets them know it's an accident, they ain't got no choice but to let me up out of there. You know, well, he tells me, he said, my mom tells me, she said, her and my wife, they said, don't go to court with that attorney. We're going to get you another attorney. So I prayed about this thing, and I prayed about it because now I'm confused. You know, I done paid this attorney $65,000, but he's not producing any type of thing, results. And then I got my mom, my wife telling me, so I told God, I said, God, I said, I don't know what's going on right now. And at this point, I'm really confused. I don't know what to do. I said, so I'm asking you to talk to me through my wife and my mom. And whatever they tell me to do, I'm gonna feel like that is coming from you. And I will do whatever they say do. And my wife and my mom, they said, don't you go to court with that attorney. We're sending you another attorney. The day that my court day came around to pick out the jury to go to trial, that day when I was escorted into the courtroom, my mom and my wife had my new attorney sitting in that courtroom. They had taken my new attorney into the back room before they called me out there. They took him into the judge's chambers. The DA, the judge, and the attorney that I had cussed out my new attorney from head to toe. Cussed him out for taking my case. My attorney told me after that, he said, Randall, he said, you know, I have been an attorney for almost 30 years now. He said, and I've had my share of butt chewings by the judge. He said, but I can promise you, out of the almost 30 years I've been an attorney, I have never, ever been spoken to like that. Like they spoke to me. He said, they cussed me out, called me money hungry and everything. He said, and you know what? I had to sit there and take it. He said, I had to sit there and take it. He said, but when I left there, I was driving back to my office and I asked myself, what have I got myself into? Ooh. But he was a God-fearing man too. See, he was a God-fearing man. I'm a God-fearing man. You know, so you got two God-fearing men there and God got planned. So he took over my case, and I told the judge that day, I said, look, I want to terminate representation with my attorney because I have a new attorney. And so I got my new attorney. Keep in mind, I done been locked up 19 months already. In less than 2 weeks, my new attorney got my motion of discovery for me that my other attorney didn't get in 19 months. He got it in 2 weeks. He brought it to me. We went over it. He discussed everything with me. He said, listen, he said, if you want to stay in here, he said, if you want these charges dismissed, you're going to have to stay in here probably for about another year because they're going to prolong it and prolong it. They're trying to keep you in this jail. He said, but if you want to get out, he said, I can have those charges reduced to assault with a deadly weapon and get you out of here in about 4 months and you'll get probation. Well, any sensible man is going to take the one to get them up out of there. So I ate the charges, but this is how God works. You know, the devil tried to hold me down. The devil took my money and did not represent me. But God sent in one of his disciples. And he told me, don't worry, I got this. He got everything happening. Everything that he told me he was going to do, he did. And 4 months later, here I am. Here I am. So you can't tell me that God ain't good. You can't tell me that God don't be watching and listening, and you can't tell me that he don't answer prayers. He might not come when you want him, but he always there on time.
Amen.
So, my story, whether you believe it or not, is real. So I share with you. Get God in your life. So every morning I wake up and people say, how you doing? I say, God has blessed me to see another day.
Yes.
I'm just excited to see what new blessings he got coming my way. Get your blessings. Get your blessings.
Oh my God. Whoa. Yo, that's another episode of What's Your Story with my brother, Randall Shropshire, man. Good God, man. Y'all, and listen, y'all stay tuned. Click, subscribe, like. I'm telling you, my brother got some heat, and God is going to use him. He's using them now. He used them in there when I came in there and blessed me. So stay tuned. Peace.